So speaking of weird
Both
things,
of them were weird.
so Clinton released her book. Hillary Clinton, she released her
Talk about
book.
segue.
Yeah.
Space garbage to Clinton.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, you know, garbage and garbage.
Garbage in, garbage out.
She released her book, which is basically her memoirs of this campaign to become president
Her
in
butt kicking?
2016 and how that didn't work out for her. And the long and the short of it is that she ultimately lays the blame squarely at the feet of Comey when he, you know, FBI, the then FBI director, who at the last minute, in the 11th hour, if you will, came back and announced that they had found more emails and that bombshell soured would-be voters and turned them toward Trump and away from her. She basically said, had Comey not said something about these emails,
Why are you saying
she would have
Comey?
won.
You're saying it like in
Comey,
Spanish. It's
Comey,
Comey.
Comey, doesn't matter.
Like comer, if está comer.
He's not FBI. He's not the head of the FBI anymore anyway, so it's kind of all water under the bridge. But the bottom line is, if it hadn't been for that, she says, she would have won.
She's delusional, dude.
I agree on this one.
No
It's one of those
way.
times that you and I actually agree, because she is totally glossing over the fact that she tried to get rid of all these emails in the first place. Had she not had them on a private server and then tried to completely whitewash them, it would have been a non-issue to begin with.
Right.
Kelly agrees. She says, I haven't heard much about those emails since the election.
Well, you know, and the thing about it was that even before the election, Comey then came out and said they didn't find anything of any significance. But by that point, the damage was already done, according to Clinton.
That's all they were talking about.
Yeah, everybody just heard that the emails existed, and they expected at some point they would find something, and so that's why she lost.
That was their main ammunition, it felt like.
Yeah, and I go back to, well, if you hadn't have been hiding all that stuff in the first place, maybe people wouldn't have been so worried.
And honestly, I really don't think it was limited to that whole scandal. Her entire political career has basically been riddled with scandal.
Well, yeah, let's face it. Besides that, everybody knows that her agenda has always been to attain the presidency at some point,
right.
Which is why she put up with Bill Clinton's philandering and everything else, because she was just looking at all that as an avenue to her own ascension to the throne.
Do you think if maybe people would have seen her as a stronger character if she had been,
if she had character,
had the balls enough to leave Bill after that?
I don't know.
I don't know that would work in the 90s because you're still in a fairly patriarchal society. I hate to use that term.
I don't.
But she's not running in the 90s.
I don't think.
No, but she was. That would have been when she would have had to leave.
I don't think
she would have had to
people,
leave then.
I don't think.
Yeah,
that
she
people
would have
saw her
left
as
then.
weak.
But now, people would have looked back at that and seen, oh, this lady's getting stuff done.
No, because that would have been the end of her political career.
Yeah,
she would have been the former president's wife versus the then senator who was also.
I don't think anybody ever saw her as weak. I think if anything, they saw her as being too strong, too strong-willed, and singularly minded, in that she just wanted to get to the presidency and didn't care what was in the way in between. She'd put up with anything she felt she needed to put up with, or step on anything she felt she needed to step on in order to get where she was going.
Yeah, well, she sure stepped in it.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, so moving on.
Was it Kate McKinnon that was always doing Hillary on SNL?
Yeah.
Those are some great bits of her just saying she would do anything. She was like, whatever you want me to say, whatever you want me to do.
I think that's pretty much it.
I will do it.
But